Greetings and welcome to CIBER Focus, your source for timely international business information. My name is Jimmy Bettcher, and our guest today is Blake Grosch. Blake is a second-year MBA candidate, majoring in marketing here at the Kelley School. He is also an alumnus of the Peace Corps in Guatemala and a member of the leadership team for GLOBASE Ghana. As part of this program, Blake has recently returned from leading a group of Kelley MBAs to work with entrepreneurs in Ghana. Blake, welcome.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Could you tell us a little bit about the GLOBASE program?
Sure. It's a 7-week course before the students actually travel to Ghana for 2 weeks. And during this course, the program itself, they'll receive instruction on various aspects with regards to management, how to work with small businesses, how entrepreneurship plays into the given culture in which the students will be going to. And at this time also, they'll begin working with their clients on the projects over the phone or through Skype. And I hope, putting recommendations together in country and then going to the country itself, meeting the client firsthand and taking the time on the ground to refine the recommendations and work hand in hand with the client to deliver something that meets their resources and capabilities and something they can implement the day after we leave.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. Could you tell us what your motivations in getting involved in the GLOBASE program were?
Sure. My motivation was I love international travel. I love the challenges of doing international business, and I also enjoy social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And what drew me to the Ghana program particularly was the fact that it was a new program, and I had the ability to shape it into something that I represented me and the people I worked with and leave that behind for other teams to take over and build upon. And there was just the excitement of actually, just taking something that, it was a blank sheet of paper and changing into something that would make an impact what drew me in. And we were successful on our trip, and I'm happy to know that I can leave something that can be built upon.
Great. Well, now that you're thinking about, leaving something that can be built upon, now you're a member of the leadership team, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and you've been working for about a year now.
Right.
What is that foundation? What's that legacy that you would love to have for the program?
Well, the legacy that I'm leaving, I believe, is a foundation for GLOBASE in Ghana as well as Africa. We've established relationships with clients as well as partner organizations that we can leverage next year going over and working with clients. The knowledge that we're now active in Africa, in Ghana. The Kelley School of Business, the first time we've been over there at the graduate level. We're expanding. It's going to help with recruiting. It'll help with the education here, the quality that what we can deliver. Is a legacy that I'm proud to leave behind.
Awesome. Now, Ghana wasn't your first GLOBASE experience, right?
No.
And so you had previously gone to Peru as a regular participant. Could you compare the two experiences?
Sure. Well, the biggest difference between Peru and Ghana was the language barrier. As you mentioned, I served in the Peace Corps in Guatemala, so I was a translator. So there's a challenge with the language barrier. Being in Ghana, we were able to converse in English. But I think what also is a big difference is Peru it's a challenging country to work in. It's different culture. But with Ghana, in my perspective, it was more difficult to accomplish things. It was more difficult to go about, reaching the client because of the traffic in Accra, where Peru, it's congested. Lima, it's a congested city, but the infrastructure was a bit better, and there was more restaurants to eat at, or it was just easier to get around. So the comfort level, I'd say, for the students is a bit higher in Peru, whereas in Ghana, it's so much more challenging, and I think that's hard when you're trying to conduct your business in a timely fashion.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was the biggest challenge you faced as a member of the leadership team?
Sure. The biggest challenge I faced was I led a consulting team that worked with a company that makes shea butter and natural oils. And the owner of this business wanted to put together a strategy to sell her products in the United States. And I was introduced to this client through the West African Trade Hub. And I spoke to her. She said, I'm on board. I can't wait to do this. And the first week of class, she just came out and said, I'm skeptical of this. I don't want to provide the information. I've never met you. So what I took away from this, and what the challenging part was nurturing that relationship to the point where she felt comfortable working with us to provide information to push the project forward. And it was challenging in the sense that we had to form the relationship, but I also had to motivate the consulting team I was leading to stay on board, to stay positive, and keep pushing ahead. And in the end, it was very successful.
Fantastic, fantastic. So now that we're at the end of the GLOBASE program, at least for you, what were some of the key takeaways you had from both perspective in the classroom and as well as in country?
Well, with regards to in-country, the key takeaway that I think is how important relationships are. Being over there and meeting the clients face-to-face is huge. It's building that trust. It's really what bridges that gap and really gets you to where you need to go with your project. So taking the time to build that relationship is very important for the project at hand. And in the classroom, I think the important takeaways is building that foundation for the students to be able to execute their given project and giving them the tools and the knowledge to know how to nurture those relationships, know how to conduct business in an entrepreneurial sense in Ghana, and know about the culture. So just preparing the students so they're easily able to accomplish their goals.
Well, Blake, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having
me. We really
Jimmy.
appreciate your time, and we really appreciate the important work you're involved in with the GLOBASE program.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something about the important international and social entrepreneurial work of the Kelley School of Business. If you have topics that you'd like to discuss in future cyber focuses, please contact the Center for International Business, Education, and Research here at the Kelley School. Thanks.